Hello, this is John Donnellan with JD Website Development, and this is another tutorial on using the Divi Visual Builder. What we're going to address is an issue with an image. This client wanted an image that text wrapped around, so we inserted the image into the text module using the insert media. The problem is the responsiveness is not great. So if we were to resize this window, you'll see what happens is it kind of squishes the text over, way over, and it doesn't look great. Now there's a couple ways we could address this. One of the ways is we could set a minimum or a maximum width in a percentage for this image. If we set a maximum width as a percentage using CSS, then obviously once we reach that certain screen width, the image would begin to resize. But the problem with that is it requires some CSS code, and we want to make this as simple as possible for the client. So we're going to use another solution. What we're going to do is we're going to break this text module, which is quite big. I'll go ahead and enable the Visual Builder so that we can get a look at the modules. And everything in this entire row is in a single text module. As you can see, this is one continuous text module all the way to the bottom. So what we could do is we could break this into another row, and then we could make the top row 2 columns, placing the image in the right column and the text in the left column. And then at the logical point we could break the text and then put the remainder of the text in the next row at full width. So to do that, I'm just going to simply clone this row. Okay, now you're going to see that I have 2 of them. And in the first one, I'm going to change the layout into 2 columns, and we'll make them, I guess we can make them 50-50. That can always be changed. You're going to see that immediately what happens is this text that's included in the text is going to not really wrap anymore because the width isn't there. So I'm going to go into the text module settings, click on Visual to make sure I'm looking at it in visual mode, and I'm going to simply delete the image and then save the text module. Now in the second column, I'm going to add a new module, and that's going to be an image module, and I'm going to add that image from my media library back in, and save. Okay, so now you see I have a long row of text on the left and then a single image on the right, which is not exactly what we're going for either. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the text at some point. I think for now I'll pick starting with the word lower, and I'll go all the way down to the bottom. Remove the text. And now I'm going to go into the next row, go into my text module. I'm going to find the point, this word lower, and I'm going to delete everything above that. And then I'm going to delete the image as well. Alright, now what happens is I have an extra heading 2 sitting up here, an empty tag, because when I deleted it, this is just a little glitch in WordPress that we need to deal with. So if I go into text, I can see this extra code here, and I can just get rid of that. Alright, now I'm going to save. And now we can see that we have the image over here, we have the text up to this paragraph, and then it continues in the next row at full width. Now we can mess around a little bit with getting rid of any extra spaces that there might be. We could also get rid of some padding in the row to make it look a little bit more natural. And we can go ahead and save it. And then we're going to take a look at what that looks like on the front end. Exit the Visual Builder. And now we see that we have this image sitting over here. It creates the same effect as a wrapped image, but the advantage is we can now manage this image through the image module, which is going to be easier for the client who's going to be managing the website. Now, it's not a perfect wrap because we do have a little extra space at the bottom, but we could mess around a little bit with the text size. This looks a little bit big anyway. So if I go back into the Visual Builder, I can change the size of the text and probably get exactly the effect that I'm looking for. Move this out of the way here, go into Design, go into Text, and now I can change my text size. And maybe we're going to go to 16 pixels for text size. And save. And then I'm going to copy from this text module my style, which is going to include that text size, and I'm going to paste it into this other text module so that the sizing will be the same. It looks like we do have an extra space there. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, we'll go ahead and save this. And exit the Visual Builder. And we can see what it looks like. And that looks a little bit better. But now if we resize it, what's going to happen is it's going to remain 2 columns until we reach 980 pixels in width, and then it's going to bounce the image underneath like so, which is really a nicer experience for the user. So there you have it. That's how to deal with text wrapping in a way that is a little bit more user-friendly than adding it into the text module. Hope that helps.